Russia probe, Donald Trump warned of end as investigation intensifies. The U.S. president's own party has warned there will be grave consequences over the Russia probe attack as his tweets come under the spotlight. Donald Trump's own party has warned the president against ousting the man leading the investigation into whether Russia interfered in the United States election. Mr. Trump launched a Twitter tirade against special counsel Robert Mueller, saying his team of investigators are full of hardened Democrats who work biased against him. The president also took aim at former FBI Director James Comey and his former deputy Andrew McCabe, who said their notes from conversations with him are fake memos. Mr. Mueller's investigation is looking at whether Russia interfered in the 2016 election and if there are any links to the Trump campaign. It is also looking at whether Mr. Trump sought to obstruct justice. Members of the Republican Party have urged the president not to cross a red line, saying targeting Mr. Mueller could spell the beginning of the end for him. Republican heavyweight Senator Lindsey Graham told CNN it was vital Mr. Mueller was allowed to get on with the job at hand. He is following the evidence where it takes him, and I think it's very important he be allowed to do his job, without interference, he said. And there are many Republicans who share my view. Senator Graham also told the broadcaster that any move to oust the special counsel would be the beginning of the end of his presidency. Because we're the rule of law nation, he said. The president has long been torn over how to approach the Mueller probe. Mr. Trump insists that his campaign did not collude with Russia, and his legal team, namely lawyer Ty Cobb, has counseled the president to cooperate with Mr. Mueller. However, some former campaign advisers have urged Mr. Trump to be combative, warning him that the investigation poses an existential threat to his presidency. Mr. Trump's attacks raised new concerns among members of Congress that he could be seeking to orchestrate Mr. Mueller's firing. Both sides of politics have warned Mr. Trump to not even think about it. Democrat Senator Dick Durbin called for the passage of bipartisan bills designed to protect Mr. Mueller that have stalled in Congress. This president is engaged in desperate and reckless conduct to intimidate his law enforcement agencies of this country and to try and stop the special counsel. That is unacceptable in a democracy, Senator Durbin said. Mr. Trump cannot directly fire Mr. Mueller. Representative Adam Schiff, the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, told ABC that firing Mr. Mueller would undoubtedly result in a constitutional crisis. Tweet fact check. In an analysis for The Washington Post, Glenn Kerfler points out a series of inaccuracies regarding Mr. Trump's Twitter storm. Kerfler analyzed Mr. Trump's tweets posted on March 17 and 18 and found the president wasn't quite accurate with his claims. In one post, Mr. Trump said the House Intelligence Committee concluded there was no collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign. However, as Kerfler points out, the Republican majority offered a preliminary set of conclusions, released in a one-page summary of a draft 150-page report, which said they found no evidence of collusion, coordination, or conspiracy. In another tweet, Mr. Trump asks why the Mueller team have 13 Democrats and 0 Republicans. According to Kerfler, this was also incorrect since Mr. Mueller was a registered Republican, as is the man who appointed him, Rod Rosenstein. It is correct that 13 of the 17 members of the investigation were registered Democrats, with 9 donating to the party. However, the majority of the $57,000 came from one person who also donated to the Republicans. Kerfler points out Mr. Trump also donated to the Democrats, including 7 times for Hillary Clinton before he decided to run for president. The president was also a registered Democrat from 2001 until 2009.